You're carrying your financial block right now, and you don't even know it. It's not bad luck. It's not the economy. It's that forgotten object in your pocket, purse, or wallet that's quietly canceling out every affirmation, every vision board, every intention you've set. That wrinkled receipt from a debt you're still emotionally tied to. That cracked keychain you keep out of habit. That loose coin from a country you no longer live in. These aren't just items. They are energetic anchors, and they're holding you in a loop of scarcity. We've been told to change our mindset, work harder, stay grateful, but no one talks about the physical energy we're carrying into every room. The truth. Your pocket is a portal, and what you put in it, what you carry closest to your body every single day, either opens doors or slams them shut. Energy isn't some mystical idea, it's measurable, it's transferable. And when you align your physical space with your intentions, the shift is immediate. You feel it, you live it, you attract differently. Today, we're not just clearing clutter, we're activating wealth. I'm going to show you exactly what to stop carrying, what to start placing with intention, and how ordinary objects like a single clove or a folded bill can trigger extraordinary change. This isn't about trends. This is ancient wisdom meeting real-world application. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what belongs in your pocket, because your future depends on it. Ready? Let's go. Part 1. What you carry, you invite. Take a moment and think about this. If someone followed you around for 24 hours and had to guess your values, your mindset, your future, just based on what you carried in your pocket or bag, what would they assume? That you're organized, distracted, stuck in the past, still clinging to a version of yourself that no longer exists. Because whether you realize it or not, every single item you keep on your body is sending a message to your subconscious, to your energy field, and yes, to the world around you. We live in a culture where more is everywhere. More apps, more cards, more keys, more stuff. But here's the truth. Most people are carrying emotional debt, spiritual noise, and energetic clutter masquerading as everyday objects. That business card from a job you left 6 years ago, that receipt from a night you regret, that expired coupon you swore you'd use, these things are not harmless, they are symbols, and symbols carry weight, they anchor energy. They either remind you of where you're going or tether you to where you've been stuck. Your pockets are not neutral, they're sacred space. They are the closest physical zone to your root and sacral chakras, the energy centers tied to survival, safety, money, and desire. That's not woo-woo, it's anatomy, physiology, psychology, and ancient spiritual design converging in one place. So when you carry broken, useless, unresolved, or forgotten items with you daily, you're reinforcing the internal story that says, I'm not ready. I'm not clear, I'm not aligned. And the universe responds accordingly. Ever wonder why some people walk into a room and immediately draw attention, connection, or opportunity, even if they're not the richest or best dressed? It's not luck, it's coherence, it's energetic clarity. They've curated what they carry physically and mentally so that it aligns with who they are becoming, not who they used to be. That kind of alignment is magnetic. And it starts in the simplest place. Your pocket, your wallet, your bag. Think of it like this: your carry items are a daily altar. You're touching them, reaching for them, engaging with them dozens of times a day. Every time you open your wallet and see that crumpled $1 bill or that loyalty card from a store you haven't visited in years, your nervous system gets a subtle hit, a cue of scarcity, stagnation, or unfinished business. That builds up, it becomes your baseline vibration. And without realizing it, you've trained your energy to expect less, to attract less, to be less. But here's the powerful part: you can reset that story today, right now. This isn't about buying anything new. It's about deciding that everything you carry must earn its place. It must affirm your path, not drag you backwards. Because when you clear the noise, remove the weight, and consciously choose what you carry, you don't just change your pocket. You change your frequency. You become someone who doesn't chase abundance, but someone who naturally invites it every single day, starting now. Part 2: 5 objects that activate wealth and inner peace. Number 1. A small, smooth stone. It may seem simple, even insignificant, but a small, smooth stone is one of the most powerful objects you can carry. Not because it's flashy, not because it's rare, but because it's grounding. In a world obsessed with screens, speed, and distractions, this stone becomes an anchor, a tactile, tangible reminder to return to yourself. Americans today are constantly on the move, scrolling, working, juggling endless responsibilities. Anxiety, overwhelm, decision fatigue, it's all become background noise. But when you carry a smooth stone in your pocket, something shifts. Your hand brushes against it in the checkout line or during a stressful meeting, and suddenly you're reminded, I'm still here, I'm not lost in the noise. That sensation, the coolness, the weight, the stillness pulls you back to center. It's not just about calm, it's about presence. And presence is magnetic. Throughout history, warriors, healers, and thinkers have carried stones, not just for superstition, but for strength. Philosophers like Marcus Aurelius used physical objects to remind themselves of inner truths. In modern psychology, this is called anchoring. A physical item becomes associated with a desired mental state. So each time you hold that stone, your brain recalls strength, clarity, stability. That's why it matters. But don't just grab any rock from the street, be intentional. Choose a stone that speaks to you, a shape you find comforting, a texture that calms your nervous system, a color that lifts your energy. This stone becomes your private ritual. Not something to explain to others, but something that roots you in the midst of chaos. And here's the deeper truth. When you carry something as still and ancient as a stone, you're making a quiet statement. That you don't need external chaos to define your worth. That you are grounded, resilient, unshakable, no matter what the world throws at you. You're not waiting for permission to feel safe or successful. You've chosen to anchor yourself in that feeling, because sometimes the most powerful transformation doesn't come from a breakthrough moment. It comes from a pocket-sized reminder that you already have everything you need, right here, right now. Number 2, a crisp, unused bill, not about the amount. This isn't about how much money you carry, it's about how you carry money. A crisp, unused bill tucked intentionally in your wallet isn't there to be spent. It's there to shift your relationship with abundance. In a culture where financial stress is constant, where people swipe cards without thinking, panic at gas prices, or check their bank apps with dread, this one symbolic gesture creates a whole new frequency. Let's be clear, the amount doesn't matter. Whether it's a $1 bill or a $100 bill, the energy is the same. What matters is that it's clean, smooth, uncreased, treated with reverence. Because when you begin to treat money with respect, money begins to respect you back. That bill becomes a physical representation of possibility, not scarcity, of overflow, not survival. Most people carry money out of fear, clinging to a few crumpled bills just in case, or spending impulsively because they feel they'll never have enough. But this ritual reverses that psychology. You're not carrying money to spend. You're carrying it to remember, I live in a state of enough, and that changes everything. There's neuroscience behind this too. Visual cues like crisp currency activate the brain's reward systems. They reinforce confidence, readiness, and value. You're not waiting for abundance to show up. You're signaling that it's already here, even in symbolic form. Oprah Winfrey once said she carried a $100 bill in her wallet long before she became wealthy, not to spend, but to affirm that she was already stepping into a life of financial dignity. That's the kind of energetic posture we're talking about. You're not begging for prosperity, you're aligning with it. So fold that bill carefully, place it in a space that feels sacred, look at it often, not with need but with gratitude. Let it remind you that abundance isn't something that crashes into your life. It's something you steadily invite in by how you think, act, and even how you carry a single dollar. Number 3. A clove or cinnamon stick. At first glance, a clove or a cinnamon stick might seem like nothing more than a spice, a cooking ingredient tossed into tea or dessert. But carried with intention, it becomes something far more potent. A silent transmitter of wealth energy. For centuries across continents, cloves and cinnamon have been revered in spiritual and trade rituals not for their flavor, but for their frequency. They were currency before coins, offerings before prayers, symbols of circulation, trade, and stored prosperity. Why? Because these spices carry heat, movement, activation, exactly the kind of energetic quality you want around your money and opportunity. The moment you place a clove or cinnamon stick in your wallet, your bag, or even your jacket pocket, you are making a quiet but powerful request. Let abundance circulate around me, and more importantly, let me be ready when it arrives. You're no longer passive. You've placed intention into form. Think about this: clove oil is known to stimulate blood flow. Cinnamon regulates sugar levels, restoring balance. These aren't just metaphors, they're physical mirrors of energetic properties. When you carry a clove, you're carrying grounded protection. When you carry cinnamon, you're aligning with momentum and sweetness in your pursuits. And this practice isn't woo-woo. It's been quietly woven into the lives of highly successful people for generations, just not always publicly discussed. Some CEOs carry lucky tokens in their briefcases. Artists tape cinnamon sticks behind canvases. Even Wall Street traders have been known to slip talismans into their suit pockets, not because they're superstitious, but because they understand one truth: energy responds to attention. So when you place a clove or cinnamon stick in your pocket, you're not practicing magic, you're reinforcing readiness. You're walking through your day with a subtle signal to the universe. I expect movement, I welcome warmth, I am open to flow. And with that, opportunities tend to appear not by accident, but by alignment. Number 4. A mini handwritten note with one word. In a world saturated with apps, alerts, and affirmations generated by algorithms, there's something radically powerful about the simplest form of intention. A handwritten word on a small piece of paper, folded and placed in your pocket. Not a sentence, not a journal entry, just one word, written by you, for you. Something so clear and distilled, it cuts through the mental noise and anchors your day with purpose. Why one word? Because clarity is currency. When you carry a single word, trust, expand, flow, courage, receive, you're not just reminding yourself of what you want, you're embodying the state it requires. It's a trigger, a touchstone, a neural shortcut that reroutes your thinking in real time. Every time your hand brushes your pocket or your fingers graze that folded paper, your subconscious gets a quiet nudge. This is who I'm becoming. Think about athletes who write mantras on their sneakers before a big game, or CEOs who keep a post-it on their laptop that simply says impact or focus. This is the same principle, only more personal. This word is not for public display. It's not to be shared. It's your private frequency, chosen intentionally, infused with your handwriting, and carried next to your body like a soft command to the universe. Neurologically, the act of writing by hand fires different regions of the brain than typing. It activates emotional memory, spatial recognition, and intention. That's why a handwritten note holds more emotional weight than a text. When you write a word that matters and carry it with you, it moves beyond thought. It becomes energy in motion. And if you doubt the impact of this practice, ask yourself, why do we keep love letters in drawers for decades? Why do we remember the first note someone left us, but not the last dozen messages they sent online? Because words matter. Paper holds memory. and the combination of the two held close to your body becomes a subtle magnetic field that draws the energy of your chosen word toward you, quietly but powerfully all day long. Number 5. A personal symbol of past victory. Carrying a symbol of a personal victory in your pocket, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant, is one of the most potent energy resets available to you. Why? Because it reminds you in your own handwriting, your own timeline, your own story that you've already overcome, that you've already triumphed once, and if you did it before, you can do it again. This item could be anything. A button from a coat you wore during your first big job interview, a ring from a relationship you chose to leave and survived, a subway token from the city where you rebuilt your life, a guitar pick from the night you performed despite the anxiety. These are not just keepsakes, these are evidence, proof that your resilience is not a theory, it's your lived reality. We live in a culture obsessed with chasing the next milestone, the next hack, the next version of ourselves. But sometimes the most empowering thing you can carry isn't what you want to become, it's what you've already been through. It's a physical token that whispers, "You did this before, you didn't give up, you rose." When you keep that reminder in your pocket, your body carries the memory even when your mind forgets. Psychologically, this practice ties directly into what neuroscientists call somatic recall. Your brain and body are in constant dialogue. When you physically carry an object tied to a moment of courage or success, your nervous system receives subtle cues of safety and power. It grounds you, it reorients you. It says, you are not weak, you are not starting over, you are experienced, you are capable, you don't need to explain this item to anyone. In fact, its power grows the more private and personal it is. Let it be yours alone. Let it be your secret spark, pressed in your palm on hard days or simply resting quietly near your skin as you move through the world. Because no affirmation, no quote, no motivational video can replicate the power of holding in your hand the living memory of your own strength. Part 3. 3 things that block money and energy. You can work hard, repeat affirmations, visualize abundance, and still feel like money never stays. Like no matter how hard you try, the flow keeps leaking. If that resonates with you, it's not because you're doing something wrong. It's because you may be carrying, keeping, or surrounding yourself with energetic blockers that are quietly undermining your efforts. These are not just habits, they're anchors. And unless you remove them, every effort you make toward growth gets pulled back like a tide. Thing 1. Carrying expired energy, old receipts, debt reminders, and useless paper. Take a look inside your wallet or purse. What's in there right now? Crumpled receipts, unpaid bills, expired gift cards, or even business cards from people you no longer remember. Every single piece of paper you carry holds energetic weight. Especially the ones that whisper, "You're behind, you owe, or you're disorganized." These items are not neutral. They are visual reminders of incompletion, shame, or clutter. When you carry debt reminders around with you daily, even subconsciously, you are wiring your brain to believe that you are always behind. That money is a source of anxiety, not possibility. Instead, make your wallet or pocket sacred. Keep only what affirms abundance, a crisp bill, a handwritten note with the word overflow, or even an image that triggers gratitude. Your wallet isn't just a storage space, it's an altar, treat it like one. Thing 2. Keeping broken or dead items, watches that don't work, empty pens, batteries without power. There's a strange truth we often ignore: objects carry energy. A broken watch isn't just a fashion statement, it's a symbol of time being stuck. An empty pen isn't just an inconvenience, it represents lost expression. And a dead battery in a drawer is the clearest sign that you're holding onto something that no longer gives life. When you keep these dead or broken items near you, they signal to your subconscious that it's okay to settle for what no longer works. that it's normal to be surrounded by dysfunction, that stalling, silence, and inertia are acceptable. But this isn't just symbolic, it's spiritual static. It muddles your field and confuses your energy, and confusion repels clarity. Always get in the habit of doing what I call an energetic sweep every week. Walk through your space, especially places you don't look often, like drawers, the glove box, or the depths of your purse, and throw out anything that is broken, dead, or outdated. In doing so, you're not just tidying, you're telling the universe, I make space for what works, I make space for what flows. Thing 3, words you carry that aren't yours, labels, criticism, and internalized stories. Sometimes what blocks energy isn't physical, it's invisible. It's the words you carry from a parent who said, you'll never be good with money, a teacher who claimed, you're too distracted to succeed, a former partner who insisted, you're not stable enough to be trusted. These labels, though spoken long ago, often remain folded deep inside us like hidden notes we didn't know we pocketed. But here's the truth. When you don't question those inherited narratives, you begin to live them. You stop applying for promotions because you've already been told you're not leadership material. You avoid saving money because you were always called irresponsible. You undercharge your skills because somewhere in you still think you're not worth that much. To change your outer world, you must confront your inner script. Write down the most damaging money-related belief you've inherited. Read it out loud, then ask yourself, whose voice is this? Whose fear am I carrying? Name it. Then replace it, tear up the old belief, write a new one, keep it in your wallet or phone case, not as a cute idea but as a daily act of defiance, of reprogramming, of energetic sovereignty. The takeaway: when energy isn't flowing in your life, it's easy to blame circumstances, bad luck, or timing. But often, what's really in the way is what you're unconsciously carrying. Paper that ties you to lack, objects that anchor you in stagnation, and words that aren't even yours to hold. This isn't about becoming a minimalist, it's about becoming intentional. Every object in your space, every item in your pocket, every story in your mind is either helping you or hindering you. There is no neutral. And once you begin removing what blocks you, you'll start noticing a shift, not in weeks or months, but immediately. Because energy is always in motion. The moment you stop holding it back, it starts working for you. Let that be the new standard. Clean, clear, aligned, so wealth doesn't just find you, it stays. Final, you don't need to believe in superstition to understand energy. You just need to believe in patterns. Science has shown us that the brain is not static. It rewires itself based on repetition, association, and what we focus on. This is called neuroplasticity. And whether you realize it or not, the items you carry, the symbols you interact with, the thoughts you repeat, they all shape those neural pathways. So when you put a clove in your pocket or a key in your palm, when you carry a word like overflow close to your heart, when you let go of receipts that whisper debt or pens that no longer write, you are not just rearranging your purse. You're sending a message to your brain, your body, and the field of energy around you. You are saying, I'm ready for clarity, I expect flow, I live with intention. That's not magic, that's alignment, and alignment is powerful. The truth is, abundance doesn't arrive when your circumstances are perfect. It arrives when your frequency is coherent, when your inner environment stops sending mixed signals. When what you believe, what you say, and what you surround yourself with begin to speak the same language, that's when energy responds. That's when opportunities coincidentally show up. That's when wealth stays, not because you chased it, but because it recognized a place to land. We've been conditioned to think that success only comes from effort, but effort without alignment is like trying to row a boat against the current. It exhausts you and takes you nowhere. But when you align, even in the smallest ways, by carrying what empowers and releasing what drains, you begin to turn the current in your favor. That's when momentum builds, not from force but from flow. And maybe that's what this whole practice is really about. Not just wealth or luck or protection, but remembering that you are not powerless, that you are constantly in conversation with your environment, that the objects around you, the words in your mind, the energy in your space, they're all listening. And the moment you begin to speak with clarity, they begin to respond in kind. So carry carefully, choose consciously, release often. And most importantly, believe not because someone told you to, but because you're ready to see what happens when you finally stop walking through life on autopilot. Energy notices that shift. And from that moment forward, it starts to walk with you. Let your pocket carry more than objects. Let it carry intention. Let it carry the future.